see Katrina and Nicolette complete their paintings in Greece, and the next runner-up complete her painting here in Florida.
Good to see you. I'm back on the show.
Your final challenge is to paint your legacy.
Oh.
It's the moment that each of you, when you signed up for this adventure, dared hope that you would get to. You're all here. You've made it. And yet there's still one challenge left. So it is raining. We have to pause the challenge.
This whole time was about mastery of your skills as an artist, mastery of your emotional balance.
A few times I had tears in my eyes, and it was an emotional experience for me.
I feel like we all did our best, and I'm really proud to see my paintings side by side with them.
Art doesn't lie. You can't make an act of it.
They're very equal. It's going to be really tough.
Welcome to the grand finale of season 3 of The Outstanding Artist. Back in 2020, this show started out just as a passion project that we took on as a family. Then when we invited other artists to participate in season 2, I got to witness transformations that I had no idea I'd ever be a part of. I'm so happy with all the contestants of season 3 and the transformation, vulnerability, and passion that they brought to the season. And since we filmed the very first episode of The Outstanding Artist, I've had the pleasure of leading this project to something way bigger than I ever imagined. And as we conclude season 3 and look forward to the future, I just can't wait for many more seasons and hosting more artists on this incredible journey. And before we dive into this exciting finale that we have planned for season 3, I wanted to just address a question that a lot of you have asked. Why the wait? After we wrapped up the filming in the beautiful landscapes of Greece in 2022, like many other productions, we faced a few unexpected challenges. And the truth is that we are not a Hollywood-backed production. This is, something that we've taken on as a family and as a school, really, because we want to shine a light on artists and their journey and the incredible art that they make as a result of that. But we wanted to make sure that we brought you the best show possible, and I'm so excited for you to finally get to see this grand finale. So we appreciate your patience and enthusiasm, and I totally believe that the wait will be well worth it. Now let's welcome the artists to our Milan headquarters in beautiful Sarasota, Florida.
What I loved most about being a part of this whole project is just seeing how invested everybody really was. All those artists, every single moment, gave it their all. I don't think I ever saw a single time where somebody just didn't put their whole heart into it.
They're all winners in my eyes. They've made it this far, and they just really poured their hearts into this.
The artists put so much effort into that short time, and they've really grown since then.
Welcome, so good to see you guys.
So good to see you.
Can you speak to the difficulties of judging throughout the season and, having to give the critiques and what it was like for you and your experience, being a judge on the show?
Well, I feel like I learned a lot. It was all such amazing artwork, and I didn't want to judge it so harshly. Have anyone feel upset, and so it just felt, there was a lot of pressure with it.
All right, so we have a super fun picnic planned. We'll get your bags, come on in, get settled, and catch up.
Yay!
Yeah, I think being a judge is harder than people think because you have to walk a really fine line of yes, you want to encourage them and be positive all the time, but what we know to be true is that if you don't receive critical feedback on your art, you won't experience the growth that you need to experience.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. After you.
Thank you.
Most of the time, there were 90% really good paintings, and then I could spot one that wasn't so good, but because we were friends, it's very challenging to say any harsh thing about a painting that would cause an elimination.
Yeah, and it was really weird to watch yourself once it's been edited. It's been, you know, a year and a half later. And yeah, I had some times where I was thinking, why did we choose that? What was our thinking? And looking back, I think I might have made different choices. Not radically different, but just slightly different.
But I felt that we were judging with the best tools that we had at the time. And then it was always emotional, but I kept thinking, let the paintings speak for themselves, because that is what it's all about.
Why don't we kick this off with champagne, make it fun?
Yeah. It's almost time to celebrate.
Right? We can pre-celebrate.
We don't know who we're celebrating, but
Okay.
Well, we're celebrating all of you.
All of them.
because it's
Just being here is a win.
yeah.
I feel like quite a different person from that first day. I just feel like I've also personally evolved in my art and in my art business and art career and what I want in my life. Yeah.
I think it's a huge difference. I grew so much. I came in like a scared little bird, I would say, and now I feel so much more confident as a person and as an artist.
All right, let's pour up some champagne.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think I did evolve in so many ways. Getting like more confident in my art, getting more confident in myself as well. I think that's something that I've been struggling with my whole life. And being on the show, like being with other artists, that just like gave me, you know, some confidence and making it that far also in the show. When I remember the first day, like I was like, oh, I'm not gonna last that long because I thought everybody was so good.
So catch me up on your life. You know, what's been going on in your career since?
Yeah, what's been happening like the last 2 years? Like what are some new things you guys are working on? Or it's been a while since we've seen you all.
I started a podcast in Quebec, so that's an exciting project I've been working on. I'm just gonna continue to do what I do, continue to paint, continue to get my art into galleries, continue to do shows. I started my podcast, so this is something that's really inspiring me. And I'm having a show in May at one of the galleries I'm working with, so that's also exciting.
That's exciting.
So yeah, lots of exciting things coming up, and like, yeah.
So what's your podcast called?
Entre Artistes. And you can find it on YouTube. Of course, it's in French, but you can put
so
subtitle if you want to listen to it and stuff. Yeah. I'm exploring a lot of things right now. I've been exploring more spray paint, so this is really something I want to start like really incorporating more into my art, making it even more like graffiti, street art style. I've also applied for murals, so that's something I really want to do. So I'm trying to find ways on how like to, you know, incorporate my art in many like public plays, stuff like that. That's really something I want to do.
And what about you, Nicolette?
Well, it's been a long time. So I think the first thing I did when I got back, I worked on my card deck. I developed a product out of my art. That was something that I wanted to do for a long time. And since July, I'm selling those and it's going really well. So that's something I like to have. Like, it are basically 44 little artworks in a box with the messages of each artwork. So that's super nice for people to purchase and collect. And I'm working on a new collection, and that's launching in May.
Wow, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you got a lot going on.
I have your card deck and it's beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It looks amazing. I need to buy one too.
As Nicolette is just really painting more than ever before, very visual, telling stories with her work.
I feel like gaining more confidence, it lifted my art business, it took it to another level. I'm stepping more forward because that's what happened exactly at that moment of winning the Redemption Challenge. I felt like I was stepping forward out of the shadow into the light. I took my moment there and I owned it, and that felt so good. So now I feel more like symbolic. I'm taking my stage.
So Katrina, what have you been up to?
Well, for like the year after, I wasn't doing a whole lot because it was a difficult time for me. So I didn't really feel so much like painting. A lot of people that have been watching, following me know that my mom passed away 6 months after the show from cancer, you know. And during the show, it was really tough because she was going through the chemo and everything. After my mom passed, I did a series on my feelings about that, and that was a kind of a breakthrough for me. As I was, you know, painting, I wanted to paint something that full of color and light, and it's a really colorful series because she always told me, you know, you have there's something magical about you in color. You know, your hands paint rainbows, she used to say when I was a kid. To paint when you're really not feeling like it and you're really feeling in a, you know, in a down time, it can really help you just keep creative anyway. And so I started focusing on, said maybe I can do something that I've always wanted to do, and that was sign up for a jewelry academy. So I did a whole year of jewelry academy, and then I opened my new jewelry line, and I started also doing like collections together with painting. And
that's great.
so every
That's
time I would
so
do a
cool.
collection of a painting, I would do a collection of jewelry, and they were kind of similar, you know, and release those together. So that was really fun.
That's
to
amazing.
do.
And the earring that you're wearing, is that
Yes.
something you've made?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's so cool.
For me, that I love transformations. I love watching people evolve. Some artists had, you know, seemed like deeper and stronger transformations than others.
And then I also started, because I really loved painting with all the girls and in Greece, so I wanted to start doing something that would involve painting in person with people. And so I started my retreats in Italy, started with twice a year, and I'm going to keep growing that. And this year I'm also teaching in the south of France, a retreat.
I think that at the end of the day, all of the artists experience tremendous growth as a result of this show, and especially the ones who made it to the end, the finalists, you know, because a big part of that is getting more opportunities to experience that critique and to receive that feedback so that you can grow. It all comes back to not taking it personally as an artist, you know?
Yeah, that's really a good point.
Since we filmed the show, I'm happy to say that all together, all the episodes have gotten already over 250,000 views, which is pretty exciting.
Crazy.
And you know, the first episode alone has over 100 and something thousand, I don't know at this point. But I know each of you have also been working on your own individual careers, and obviously you guys have a lot of stuff going on. Have you guys noticed like any gain in visibility with your art, or people reaching out, inquiring about your art?
Definitely. I mean, I sold all the painting I created during the show.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah. So the last one is the final one, so we'll see.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think I saw like, you know, new people on my Instagram and reaching out to like for commission and stuff like that. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
We took on this endeavor because we really believed that the world needs to see how an artist faces these challenges and what is the creative life like, what goes into creating a painting. And that was our heart. That was really what we wanted people to see, and to see the artist as a hero, to see how devoted they are to their cause and what they do.
Yeah, same. I sold all of them except for one. So,
Wow.
and a lot of people were writing me and saying how they were inspired to pick up a paintbrush again, and you know, really, and a lot of mothers with kids, especially, like saying, you know, I kind of left my career, kind of threw it behind in the background once I was pregnant, had a kid, and then they saw, you know, that, you know, they just were inspired to start reaching for their dreams again, and even if, you know, things get difficult, you know, just to go for it. So
That's
that was
amazing.
really amazing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Going into the show, what was important to me, what was really, really in my heart for the show is for people to really understand that sort of hero's journey an artist goes through, and what it takes to sort of accept the call into the extraordinary world, the courage it takes to step into it, all the things that happen in the process, and then watching it play out, you know, in every episode, and actually seeing these things really, really happen. That is not just, you know, a you know, cool little archetypal journey to follow, that it's actually real. And to see all these artists go through that, it made me think of that for myself. Like, what is my journey as an artist, and where have I been afraid to answer the call, or where have I shied away or shrunk back or not been my most true self?
I got a lot of people telling me that indeed they wanted to paint after watching The Outstanding Artist. And I think for me it was a little bit different, because you two went like straight to the final. For me, in the beginning, I was, well, looking back, a little bit shy and not showing my true self. It was really an inner journey for me. So I was really surprised that people reached out to me saying like they could see what I was going through on the inside. They could sense it. And that was so beautiful that people can relate to that part, that transformation. And although I didn't show much of myself in the beginning, they could still see it. And I feel like after the elimination, I was like...
You had a breakthrough in Greece.
Yeah, a huge breakthrough. I think at some point I realized that it's okay to be who I am, to embrace myself. Hey, it's okay to do it, to take a different route. Yeah, people feel inspired by that part. And,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I sold the abstract recently, which was a really important painting for me in the whole show, because that gave me my confidence back.
You could just see it, like even in her interviews, you literally saw her blossom.
Something changed in the moment, and that is one of my favorite things to happen for an artist when they grow this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was so beautiful painting there and at that spot together. And yeah, so it's a special piece, and it found her home in Australia. So
That's amazing. And I remember your abstract was one of my top favorites in that whole...
Best one of the day. Like.
Yeah, it was really... I know, it was just so cool though.
I remember I felt like, oh yes, I can paint. I still can paint.
I think I remember telling you when I saw it and it was finished that if you were in the competition, that I would have voted it at the top.
Yeah, you told me. You said like, I don't know if you feel better after telling this, but I did feel a lot better.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you had just gotten out, right?
Yeah.
On the previous episode.
Right before, yeah.
She made a very strong comeback. It has affected me because I've thought about if I were on the other end, like if I were in that competition doing those same challenges, how would I be able to do them? Like, would I feel confident, like I could just do it just as well as all the other contestants, or would I struggle? And I'd like to think that I would be good enough, but it does make me want to be on a show like that, or maybe just like really pushing my limits and giving myself restrictions, and I don't know, even the time limit, and working under pressure sometimes is really exciting for me.
How do you guys feel like the show, if at all, has like changed your perception of creating art? It's kind of a big question, but I'm curious because it's, you know, you go through a lot of ups and downs throughout the show, and you have, you know, quite a lot of constrictions on your creative process, but you know, I personally at least witnessed each of you transform in your own way, you know, personal transformation, but then also creative transformation too.
I think it helped me a lot to have those restrictions. It gave me more structure and knowing what I can do within certain hours with, well, less material. I had to figure out my whole process again, that right there in those like 5 weeks. And there was a lot of pressure on it, and it actually helped me. For time management, it helps because it's really structured. You know, you have like 4 hours, you do a session of 4 hours of painting, and then you have to stop. So sometimes I still do that in my studio. Like, it's more organized in blocks of time.
You're right. It was like finding a new process almost to do the challenge. Like it wasn't like we're at home like with the usual things. So that was fun.
Improvising a lot.
Yeah.
I did discover I don't like painting outside. But now,
Fainting outside.
but now I can say I paint a lot more red.
Yeah, I noticed
And
that.
people are like super excited. Like every time I do like more painting with red, it sells right away, you know? Someone's like, I love this new palette.
Cool.
Yeah, so that definitely opened a new door for me. And also not depending so much on references anymore, which is really fun too.
That was such a fear of hers, to work without a source, and then at the end she was doing it on a regular basis.
Do you guys think that it's really important for artists to like put themselves in uncomfortable positions?
I think yes.
Once
It
in a
makes
while.
you grow and learn.
For sure.
I was surprised. Like I feel like the first challenge, just having to draw a portrait, like, you know, not in my studio, around like so much people, so much distraction. And I mean, we did it, so.
Yeah, I do feel you have to be uncomfortable, but there's a limit on it. Like in the overnighter, I went way over. So yeah, I thought a lot about that challenge. How could I make it more comfortable for myself? It was really an old habit that came back, like pushing myself so hard. So there were things that I could have done within that challenge, still doing the challenge, but taking better care of myself. For me, the challenge was more in holding myself together in the whole process, recovering after the overnighter, things like that. That was more hard for me, and figuring out my process under the pressure of time. I could have like painted for 4 hours, and then I could have laid there and just take my rest, because that's what I needed at that moment physically. But I painted 8 hours straight in oils. It was an 8-hour alla prima painting.
Actually, I was by your side during this challenge.
Yeah.
And I saw you like struggle a lot, and like I was trying to, you know.
It was rough because it was so stuffy, you couldn't breathe.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But you know, you're like trying to not go into other people's space, so your legs fall asleep, and then
Okay,
you know,
if
it was just
I were
hot.
to do that challenge, I would be passed out, guys. I have never done an all-nighter ever.
It's
I
terrible.
would be asleep.
At the end, I was like laying down, put my legs up. I'm like, I think I'm gonna pass out. And everyone's like giving me a banana, you know. It was rough. Yeah, that one was rough.
So it's so interesting that, you know, you guys all said that was probably like your least favorite challenge, definitely for you. And the reason we repeated it from season 2 is because at the end we asked everybody what was their favorite challenge, and they said it was the all-nighter.
They loved
They loved it.
They definitely
loved
had
it.
different circumstances.
No, they
though.
did.
You didn't play torture for them, like
No,
you know,
we did.
the guy
Even
throwing
worse.
up and stuff.
I played
even
Stephen
worse.
Hawking
I was already
for like
nauseous
3
and
hours
was
for
listening
season
to-
2.
Oh my God.
It was also
I was like
weird.
nauseous, and I could hear this guy throwing up on the and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna throw up. I just thought
Not all of that was my idea. Every single artist on the show, and even the ones, you know, who got eliminated, all experienced the transformation. And that's one of the things that I love so much about putting on this show and hosting the Outstanding Artists, is getting to see the transformation of each of the artists. And I genuinely believe that, you know, maybe at some point in their lives they would have experienced the same transformation, but
Maybe
this
not.
is a catalyst, you know,
Yeah.
like this, having these constraints, having this pressure, it forces you to rise to the occasion and to dig deep and find things within yourself that you wouldn't have found unless you were digging.
It's maybe cheesy to say, but diamonds are formed under pressure.
Exactly.
Definitely, you guys had a lot of, you know, physical, you know, things that were uncomfortable and difficult, and the sun and wind and a lot of things most artists, you know, when you create in your studio, you don't have to deal with. But would you have it any other way? Imagine doing an entire episode in a cushy studio with all this space and room with an easel, and it was just that, you know, it's like we feel like, I don't know, like a truly outstanding artist has to be flexible and adapt. And now you have all these crazy stories to talk about and tell your grandchildren.
It made us stronger as a group as well.
Yeah. Bonding through trauma.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah. So that's what I like about it. And no, I wouldn't have wanted any other way.
For sure, for sure. I really enjoyed that feeling of like community and yeah, it was just fun to be together and to, you know, get to share and stuff. So I really enjoyed that. And I still do. My goal would be to have like a studio where, you know, artists can meet and paint together because I think that's so uplifting.
That wasn't that bad. Like we were having a lot of fun also.
Yeah, it's totally.
Yeah.
Like laughing a lot because of all the crazy,
Singing
absurd experiences. Yeah. I am a competitive person, but not like, you know, aggressive about it. Because I used to do athletics, I used to race. I love competition because I feel that it really brings out the best in you. Of course, I want to do well myself, I want to be the best, but I'm also really happy when I see other people grow at the same time. So I don't know how to explain it, it's just how I am.
How did you guys feel when we announced that the people who got eliminated still had a chance? Like, because that was one thing that we really struggled with and, you know, debated with, because we had been planning the whole time to bring back all the people who got eliminated. We weren't going to fly you guys out there from all over the world and have you, you know, come out to just be eliminated the first day, one chance, right? But how did it feel when you guys found that out?
I wasn't surprised because I told Ritika, like after she got eliminated, there is something in this for you because you're staying here the whole 5 weeks and that's for a reason. So you probably get a chance at the end.
You were smart.
Yeah. So
I was really happy for them too. Yeah. Even though I wasn't planning on getting eliminated ever. But I was super happy because Ritika, I cried so much. When she went out in the beginning, I cried.
That was hard.
Well, that's definitely for all of us, the hardest one was the first one because it was the first elimination. We knew Ritika had just been through this major ordeal to even get to Greece.
Everyone was just warming up, so hers was not getting pulled together, and I didn't know what I was going to say.
We had to be honest, and so yeah, that was really tough, and it was sad, and I knew it would break her heart, but
Even just reliving it now.
I know. We were going to keep it a secret the
Even
whole time.
from them, yeah.
Even from the people that got out, and then have this big moment where the redemption challenge. But then by episode 4, it's like we just knew like it was so hard to keep anything secret. It just felt like in that context, dishonest not to tell you. So that's why we decided we're just gonna tell everybody because it felt bad that half of the people, everybody who eliminated knew, and they weren't allowed to tell, and they're roommates with you guys. It just felt bad. So even though maybe we missed this big moment of announcing the redemption challenge, it was worth it because we had everything out on the table.
I think it took a lot of pressure also off who was doing the challenge. I mean, for me, for sure, you know, knowing that if I do get eliminated, then I still have that chance to redeem myself at the end, you know.
I also think it got at the right moment in the show because it was the transformation challenge. I got out on that one, but there was a transformation going on in the whole show at that moment.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to transform yet, I think.
Well, it was a part of your transformation.
Yeah.
It was a once-in-a-lifetime event, so technical and complicated, but then everyone working together really turned it around.
We have an art show coming up. And I'm so excited to see all of your art together in a gallery, our gallery here in Sarasota.
And the cool thing is this gallery didn't even exist when we first started filming the episode. And I think it's such like serendipity that, you know, we get to have the finale there and have this like, you know, amazing show where people will come out to see your artwork in person, and we get to find out which one of you wins. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
The show really taught me just to like, you know, focus on what my art means to me and what my goals are and why I share my art.
It was a little bit stressful, but I think that's normal, and also that stress pushes you to get a lot of things done. So I've been super busy the last weeks, but it feels good.
Packing everything and like having to, I don't know, that was really exciting, the whole thing. And I'm excited for people to see the paintings. And I created like special piece for the event.
I can't wait for tomorrow, and I'm just so excited for all three of you. And this has just been so much fun to have you here in Florida and spend time with you all. And it's just such a good ending to this season of The Outstanding Artist.
I didn't expect at all that this will be my journey.
I don't know. I hope I win, but I mean, what kind of question is that, you know?
You know, I was thinking about it, and what's really special is that no matter who gets the most votes, there are hundreds of people out there who are voting for every single one of you. Like, in the eyes of hundreds of people, each one of you is the winner. And so to me, that's really special. Like, that is something that I hope you guys take with you, you know, for the rest of your lives. And each of you guys has really, really done an amazing job. And I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank
you so much.
That means a lot.
Yeah.
My hopes are that they continue to inspire artists and that they have super prosperous careers. And I know that they will. And I hope that we sell a bunch of art at the art show.
Yes, me too.
A toast to the three of you. You are all incredible artists. You already know that, but you guys all each deserve to be here, and we're so proud of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers to all the outstanding artists.
I'm glad that, you know, the days of judging are over, and I'm so glad that I don't have to pick, because I honestly don't know that I could. I love all of their art. It'll be really interesting to see who the audience chooses.
I wanna find out.
I know, I can hardly wait.
I really feel like this finale and the art show we're about to have, it's like the cherry on top, like really elevating the three finalists and having a whole group show, displaying their art in this beautiful gallery, and having a big crowd there to like celebrate in person. It's very exciting.
Yeah. All right, come on in. All right, Jock, so you are the gallery director here at Milan Art Gallery, and you have a ton of experience with selling art, you know, curating art. You are a connoisseur of art, really. And so I'm curious, as the host of the show, what are your thoughts like on the predictions? Who do you think's gonna win? I mean, you did an amazing job hanging everyone's art, and it looks incredible, but was there any, like a special one that you were, you know, interacting with that you were just like, wow, I think this artist has got it?
Well, I had the easy job because I didn't make it, I just hung it. But running galleries, what it does afford you is a perspective from the client's end, you know, because I appreciate each artist individually for their own aesthetic, but I love seeing how other people connect with them. I found a lot of people connecting with Tanya's art as just maybe it being a little bit different. I would go with her.
Tanya?
Yeah.
All right, Constantino, welcome to the show. You were on season 1 of The Outstanding Artist, so you know what it's like to compete and put your heart out there, and you know what it's like to be in these shoes, in these artist shoes. So I'm curious, who do you think will win, or who do you want to win?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to say. I really feel like they all deserve it, and I don't know, if I really had to choose one person, like if I was forced to, it would probably be Nicolette.
All right, Bree, so you were on season 2 of The Outstanding Artist. You know what it's like to compete. My question for you is, who do you think is gonna win?
I think Katrina is going to win because I think she told her story the best. And I think people can connect with that and her art.
All right, Alana, you were a contestant, actually not just a contestant, but a finalist of season 2. You know exactly what it's like to be one of those contestants, to be in their shoes, to be anticipating, waiting to find out who's gonna win. First of all, what are your thoughts on like that anticipation process? And second, who do you think is gonna win?
Well, I don't envy them at all right now because it was the most nerve-wracking thing, just waiting to hear like who's the winner. They've all produced some beautiful work, and I personally believe that Tanya Boo will win. She stands out as a completely different style, and I personally resonate with her style a lot, and yeah, I'm predicting that she's the winner.
Welcome to the finale, the final showcase. You've been a fan of the show since the beginning, right?
Right.
You've watched all of it. I'm so happy to have you here. Really curious, who do you think is gonna win?
We'll have to go with Nicolette.
Yeah?
I have to go with Nicolette. She's worked really hard to get where she's at, and she was very, very fortunate right there at the end to get the kick back in, right? And she's so talented and just she does really well at whatever she does, and I've got to go with her.
You know, also another.
Tanya! This is it. So you were there throughout the entire journey.
Yep.
You know exactly what these artists went through. You went through it with them. So my question for you is, who do you think is gonna win this?
I think it's gonna be Tanya, actually. Yep, I feel like her painting is super strong.
I don't know if you're gonna eat like you're like yeah, you could show her now that you do hug. Yeah, right. It's good. It's not this fun. That's so nice you could make it.
Tanner, you were a part of the show, behind the scenes, one of the cameramen / I would say producer too. I mean, you had a ton of ideas for the show. You helped out in basically all of the interviews. You were really there through all of it. Also, you're the social media director at Milan Art Institute.
Yeah.
And you're just awesome. So I'm curious, who do you think is gonna win?
That's gonna be tough. I mean, all of them, I wouldn't be surprised at any of them winning. But I think Katrina might come through. I feel like she's got that little something in her art that just makes her outstanding. And I feel like people see that when they look at her art. So I would put my money on Katrina.
Exactly. I was like, okay, I'll have to do some other
All right, ladies, this is it. We are about to announce who the winner of season 3 is. But as a cliffhanger, before we get to that, we have a special message from each of the judges. Ellie, could you start, please?
You guys, this was such an incredible project, and I can't think of better artists than you guys to be able to do this with. And you all are incredible, and I watched you grow so much and endure a lot, and so many victories along the way. And I feel so honored that I got to teach you guys at some point in your journey art, and to know that truly you guys are going to change the world. And I believe that with all my heart. And, you know, art is so powerful, and you all have such a powerful story, and you so bravely spoke them. And were, you know, willing to be vulnerable and share some really hard things and some things that might have felt, you know, like very dark times in your life, for the whole heart that somebody could be encouraged, somebody could be inspired, somebody could, you know, push forward and maybe even live. It's that important. And art is so powerful. And, you know, it's just an honor to be an artist with you. And you guys did such a great job, and I'm so proud of you.
A little bit nervous, but also exciting. Living my dream.
Okay, guys. Now, I am really proud of you. You worked so hard, and you went through such hard times and challenges that Jake has put forth unto thee. And like a tree in this world, in a garden of life, and dreams, and memories, and clouds, you have persevered and come through with lightning bolts and energy, and it is impossible for us to judge. So we had to leave it up to the audience, and we're all waiting to find out this final moment. But as artists, you know, we're kind of rule breakers. We're just built that way. And I just want to say, just keep up the good work. Just keep it going, and just inspire the whole world as you do your thing.
It's been a long wait, so it's almost hard to believe that the moment is finally here.
Well, I am so proud of all three of you. And I think one of the most powerful things was just seeing how much you guys all supported each other throughout the whole season. And just, I mean, every single one of you were just so supportive, no matter how difficult the challenges were. And even though it was such a huge competition with the big prize, you guys were so just, I don't know, your sisterhood really was inspiring. And even now, just holding hands, it's powerful. So I know no matter who wins, you all three are just like, you just want each other to win. So it's a beautiful moment.
It's just so fun, and I'm so grateful to be here, honestly. After all this journey, you know, being here is truly a gift, so I'm really grateful.
The character that each of you has shown throughout the show, and the example that you've set of artists, you know, that's really like our goal with the show, is to show the world what outstanding artists look like. And to say that just one of you is not fair, because all three of you are really outstanding artists. And I'll go as far as saying all the contestants on the show in their own way are outstanding artists. But I'm so glad that you three were here, that you three accepted the call, that you crossed through the threshold. You are really the heroes of this season. Now it's time finally for me to announce who the winner, who the outstanding artist of season 3 is.
Say it, Jake.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, the winner of season 3 of the Outstanding Artist is Katrina Coltest.
Right before you said my name, I just knew I'm gonna be the one, because I really worked hard for it.
Yeah, it feels kind of vulnerable to stand there and just waiting for just one name, and you know that 2 will not win. So I was not looking forward to that moment.
It would be a lie to say I'm not a little sad, you know? But overall, I'm really grateful, like, for everything, for the show that has happened, to be here along with Nicolette and Katrina, that I got to have another chance in the end. But yeah, you know, kinda, still hurt a little bit.
I just want to thank everybody who voted me so much, and it just means the world to me. And thank you all for being here. A lot of people came to see me and traveled from all different states and everything. That was already like, I was just overwhelmed with gratitude and with hope, you know. And the fact that they were also there to witness this, this win was really amazing. And Tanya and Nicolette are winners too.
That's so sweet. My goal was more like, get the most out of this. I made it to the final and now get the most exposure out of it as I can, also for the rest of my career as an artist.
I'm really grateful that, you know, yesterday I sold my final piece, and that just means so much.
I definitely firsthand want to thank my husband for holding the fort back at home each time. I know it wasn't easy for him, and he's just super supportive in every endeavor and everything, all my dreams. It was an amazing experience, and I'm just so grateful to you all for just everything, you know, your generosity and support and inspiration especially, and the growth that came from it. Yeah.
I feel grateful to do this and to walk this path and to have so many people around me that are with me and support me. I'm also looking forward to all the next steps and taking all those people with me on my creative journey, and there's so much more to come.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that voted for me. Thank you to everybody that took the time to write to me some of the sweetest messages I've ever received. I mean, it really means a lot. I don't know what else to say. And I'm gonna continue. I'm not stopping.
Well, to an amazing season, to the amazing artist that you are, and to Katrina.
To all of you, to all of you. The world needs more artists that bring beauty and life and encouragement to others too. So share your art. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there, because that's so important, and just be yourself always.
As we bring the season to a close, I just want to take a moment to reflect on the incredible skills that the artists have demonstrated throughout this season in the paintings that they've created. But almost even more important is the profound journey that each of the artists has undertaken. As we part ways for now, let's carry with us the inspiration that we've gained from these artists. Let's see art not just as something to be admired from a distance, but as a dialogue that's alive and breathing. Whether in the bright lights of a gallery or in the quiet corners of our homes, art has the power to challenge, to comfort, and even to enlighten. So I just wanted to say to our contestants, thank you for your bravery and your brilliance. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. So we have some really big changes coming next season. And I gotta say, as a host, director, producer of season 3 of The Outstanding Artist, I am so incredibly grateful to every person involved in this project who made this happen, including you. But before we go, I just wanted to let you know real quick that each of the finalists' paintings are available as a print underneath this video. So you get the opportunity to live with a piece of the inspiration that you gained when watching each of the finalists create their final paintings for this season. So just click the link below and get your print now. And remember, art is not what you see, but what you make others see. So I encourage you to keep creating, keep exploring, and continuing to share your vision with the world. Until next time, keep the spirit of art alive in everything that you do. Thank you for watching from the bottom of my heart, and we'll see you next season.